How you doing today? Michael Zehr here. There's already $1 in the bucket already.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I told Kathy every time I say I'm going to donate $1 to the Warrior Healing Center so I can quit that. This morning, our guest from the Rising Eagle Studios here at the Warrior Healing Center in Sierra Vista, Arizona, is Hank. Hank, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Mike. Thank you.
How you doing, sir?
Good. Thank you.
I got the pleasure to meet Hank yesterday, got to know a little bit about his story, and now we're here to tell his story to you. So, first off, let's get started with, where are you from?
Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan, the Motor City. Awesome. And you were there for how long? How long in Detroit?
21 years.
Wow. You liked the snow, didn't you, in the cold weather?
Yeah, no, I didn't like that.
Oh, come on.
You know, I got used to, well, I spent a lot of my life in that kind of weather.
Right.
That's why I'm here, Arizona.
You didn't play any hockey or anything on the ice ponds when you were a kid growing up?
A little bit. I had two older brothers, one younger, and the next older one, him and his friends would let me play, but they'd always make me goalie and take slap shots at me until I quit. So.
See, I like how you said they let you play.
Yeah.
They always do that. The little siblings always seem to get the brunt end of it.
Yeah.
So you're in Detroit, Michigan for 21 years. And where did you go after Detroit? What was the next stop?
I went to Lincoln, Nebraska because I knew a couple guys there. I'd been there the summer before. I was working for the railroad.
What did you do at the railroad?
Gandy dancer.
And could you explain what that is? Because I don't know.
Yeah, it's railroad leveling, repair, replacing cross ties, replacing rotted ties.
Okay.
You jack up the rails and with a big jack, and you knock the ties out, and you put the new ones in. You drop it down, you drive the spikes, but you have to level it up. So you have to bring it up a little past level. One guy throws in the rocks, and then the other guy stands there with a big steel tamping bar, tamp it in there, drop it down.
Okay.
So they have machines that do that. They had machines that did that back then, but they didn't have enough. So just before winter, before everything froze, they would hire guys to come in and do it by hand. So.
And that was called Gandy dancer?
Gandy dancer is what, yeah.
Interesting
that's
term.
What it's known as, yeah.
Interesting. How long did you work for the railroad?
Not long, just a few months.
No? Okay.
And we were working west on the line west of Lincoln, and they called me and a buddy of mine to go into Lincoln to get physicals because they were thinking about keeping us on. I didn't pass the eye test.
Okay.
And so they had to let me go. But there was a grain elevator being built there, so I got a job on that. Went back to Detroit.
And what year was that?
That was in 74.
Okay.
And in 75, I just woke up one morning and, I was getting into hanging out with the wrong friends and doing the wrong things again. So I woke up one morning with $90 and I went to back to Lincoln. And ended up staying there 45 years. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know you had told me that you were registered for the draft, but you didn't get picked for that?
Right. Yeah. In 1972, I turned 18, got my draft card. That year, they raised the age to 19.
Okay.
And
what year was that again?
72 is when I got my card.
72?
73
is when they raised it. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I remember. It's a long time ago, but
right.
But I didn't get drafted, and I grew up guys our age. I grew up. The Vietnam War was on the news all the time. From a kid all the way through school, and I wasn't. I didn't hate the military for it like a lot of the hippies did back then.
Right.
But I didn't believe. There wasn't anything I could even think about getting involved in. But I did join the Army National Guard later in 1979. The guy I worked with he was in the Air Guard, and back then they had a a bounty on.
A bounty?
Yeah, well, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah. A commission if you can get somebody to sign on the dotted line to join the Army Air Guard.
And you said how much was that?
$50.
$50.
$50.
Back then, that would have been a lot of money.
1979. Yeah. Well, it wasn't that much, but you think they would have gave more, but I should have been worth more than that, but I wasn't.
Definitely.
Right. But they had a bonus for joining, and I didn't get that because I didn't have a high school diploma. I forgot to mention that part. I dropped out of high school.
I did that too. So
I dropped
parallel
out.
lives, right?
I dropped out twice.
No, I didn't do that though.
Dropped out, went back, and then got out for the summer and just never went back again.
I hated school.
I didn't like it either. I was good in school until I got to high school.
Yeah.
And then, I didn't care anymore after that. So
I was one of those kids, and I'm going to be 64 soon, that I love to play. I love the interaction with people.
Right.
And I've always been like that. And having to sit in a classroom and being told to be quiet. I mean, come on, you can't tell me to be quiet. I talk too much as it is, right? So you're when you decided to enlist, how did that come about?
Well, I was already married.
Okay.
And I was a welder. I had a welding job.
Oh, excuse me. I forgot to mention one thing real quick. If you are watching, we did have a little bit of a technical glitch. So hopefully if you're watching with us live right now, if you have any questions for myself or Hank, please put it in the comments section. I'll be happy to pass it on to you and answer that question. Thank you. I'm sorry, Hank. Please go ahead.
That's right. Where were we at?
We were talking about how you enlisted. You were in the Army National Guard. And
right. A guy I worked with was in the Air Guard, and he kept saying that I should join the Air Guard. So I talked to my wife about it, and she said, well, maybe you should check out the Army. So I called down the Army Guard, and I ended up joining the Army Guard. So like 2 days later. So I was 24, and went down to Fort Gordon, Georgia for 3 months.
What was your active date?
1 January 79.
January.
Yeah.
New Year's Day, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, yeah. I just looked at my DD-214 the other day, and I was checking that out. I think that's the date. And I was in for 12 years altogether, but the last 2.5 were inactive ready reserve.
So you went to basic training at Fort Gordon.
Fort Gordon.
And you're in there with the active duty Army, correct? Don't they all train at the same?
Our company was about 1/3 reserve, 1/3 guard, and 1/3 regular Army.
Okay.
And it was about 1/3 women too. We trained with women.
Okay.
So.
In basic training.
In basic training.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
from basic training, what was your AIT? What did you do for your?
36 kilo. Fort Gordon's a signal training base, and
Okay.
A tactical wire operations specialist, which we ran field phones and hooked them up with wire and ran them to a switchboard. So I was in a brigade headquarters company, 1st 167th Infantry Brigade.
Right. You were telling me that it had something to do with, like, you were using the older equipment too, not like the high-tech stuff.
Yeah, we had Vietnam era equipment. We had just switchboards that ran off batteries.
Right.
You know, in the little field phones, you put 2D batteries in there and hook 2 of them up together with a wire, and you can ring one and
do the
pick
crank.
it up. Yeah. So I was a switchboard operator, and I did that for the first 5 years. The whole time I was in, we spent about half our 2-week annual training in Minnesota at Camp Ripley, and the other half were at Fort Carson. Went to Fort Riley for a PLDC course. So I was active duty for 90 days, and then I joined the Guard. And from what I understand, or back then, if you didn't have 180 days of consecutive active duty, then you didn't qualify for veteran benefits.
See, that is something that's just way over my head.
Yeah.
I think that if you go in, you raise your hand, you take the oath, you wear the uniform, you're going through your basic training, you're going through your AIT. A veteran is a veteran. I don't care which branch you served in, if it was National Guard, Army Reserve, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard, Space Force we have now.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Think you'd like to join the Space Force if you had a chance?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been trying to be more careful.
Yeah.
I don't want to get hurt and have to convalesce or anything right now. I don't want to sprain an ankle.
Okay. So you're in Fort Gordon, and you complete your advanced individualized training, and you're going to what unit next?
Back to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Back to Lincoln.
To
and
join my unit.
I wanted to ask you about that too, because do you get to choose the unit that you want to go to, or is it like in the Army where they say, well, we need you here, this is where you're going?
No, I picked the slot I wanted to be in.
Okay.
Commo platoon, brigade headquarters company.
Did they give you like a list of like different openings that you could apply for? Or
yeah.
Is that how it worked?
I mainly picked the shortest one.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to be gone that long. But I remember that's what I was going for. And communications seemed like a good deal. You know, we had the radios back then too. I didn't do much with the radios. The Prick 77s. So I did that 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks out of the summer for the first 4 years, a 6-year enlistment. And then I was a welder in civilian life, and a job came open at the Combined Support Maintenance Shop. That's top level maintenance in the state for a welder. And I applied for it and got that. And so I was working full time, but it was a civil service position. It wasn't AGR, so it wasn't active duty.
So how did you go about getting your license for welding then? You had to go to school for that, right?
No. I ended up, when I was working full time, I got my GED, which I hadn't needed in 20 years.
Right.
And I scored so high, I thought maybe I should go to school. So I went to work on getting an associate's degree in welding technology. And I went for 6 quarters and took a quarter off, and I never went back. So I quit just about everything I started. You know, that's another thing. When I was in the Guard, I served with there were a lot of Vietnam vets at that time.
Okay.
You know, all the helicopters I flew in, it was Vietnam vets flying them back then. And a lot of them that were coming in, they always said one thing, I wish I would have stayed in and I'd have my 20 years in by now. And I heard so many times that I always say, yeah, but you didn't, did you? And now I catch myself saying, I wish I'd have stayed in at least the 20 years on the Guard side, and I could have gotten retirement. And if I would have stayed in with that, with the civil service job, but there was a lot of things going on, that I'm not getting into here, addictions and and just not wanting to be at that job. So,
Jonathan, I want to thank you for joining us, and thank you for your comments there. Well, now you're doing welding, and where do you go from there? What was your next step from that?
People kept saying that I should be in sales. And so I tried to sell water softeners.
Water softeners,
and I failed miserably at that. So, but I've, over the years, for being a double high school dropout and quitting everything, I've had some pretty good jobs. Access control systems, I did that for about 15 years. I did a lot of other welding too.
Okay.
15 years of that, 15 years of security systems, access control, on the doors. And some sales jobs in between, so some career jobs. So I've had a lot of jobs, and I just got tired of it, so I'm not working right now.
You couldn't really find the thing that's kind of like spoke to you, that was kind of like your niche, huh?
No, I just, I was good at everything I did, but I just took jobs because I needed them mainly, and I never did have any ambition to have any kind of career.
So how many years did you serve total then for the Guard?
2 6-year enlistments.
No break in service, I'm guessing?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I'd have to look at the DD 214 again, but I had 2 years and 5 months of inactive ready reserve status, which meant I didn't have to do anything, but I was on the list that, I could get called up anytime in that period there. And towards the end of it, I got a card to report down to St. Louis for a physical right when Desert Storm was going on.
Okay.
And I called down there and I got in touch with the guy. I says, we're right at the end of this thing. You sure you want me? And he checked it out and he says, just throw that card away. He says, we don't need you. And so I didn't go.
So on the National Guard side, who do you answer to? Do you answer to state? Do you answer to federal? I mean, how does that work?
Well, yeah. Each National Guard has the name of its state. Nebraska National Guard. It is a state level military organization.
And who can activate you at the state level? Is it the governor?
The governor.
Governor? Okay.
Right. But we're also under federal authority.
Right. Because I seem to remember National Guard, I thought it was National Guard that were activated at Washington, D.C. On January 6th when everything happened with the, I don't even know what I want to call that. Insurrection is what I think they were calling it, but I don't know. Anyhow, so what was your next step then? You were traveling around. You just kind of decided that you wanted to hit the open road for a while, or how did that come about?
Yeah, I actually came out here in 2000 to Arizona. I had a job out of Lincoln, Nebraska, and I relocated to the Phoenix area, and I worked all over California, and from Texas to California into Idaho, all over out here in the West. And I ended up going back to, I might as well say this. I got a DUI.
Hold on a minute. I don't, oh, there we go. Okay, I see it now. Sorry about that. So you got a DUI?
Yeah, I got a DUI, and I ended up losing that job because of it. And went back to Nebraska for a while and started working again. And about 6 years ago, I started taking a look at, saw videos about traveling around, people living in their vans. And I ended up doing that. I got a van and fixed it up. I've got a bed that turns into a couch and cabinets, and I can cook in there if I have to. And got solar, some batteries in there with solar panels that charge them up.
And where were you when you got the van? Were you in Lincoln at that time?
In Lincoln at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. And I came out here when I took off.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. What was your first destination? What was had on your mind?
Well,
were you hitting the open road, or
I'm drawing Social Security.
Okay.
And I don't have any a pension or anything, so I knew I was going to have to work seasonally. So I thought what I would do is I had a job interview lined up in Rapid City, South Dakota. Stealth man, yeah. Rapid City, South Dakota. I had a job interview to work on a golf course for the summer, but my leaving Lincoln, Nebraska coincided with the COVID quarantines. And at the time, I didn't know what was going on. Are they going to be stopping cars and arresting people or what? I didn't know because I was out on the road.
Yeah, nobody knew, really.
Yeah. So I went up there, had the interview, and it went pretty good, but he says he didn't know when he was going to be able to hire me because he had to wait for the city council to give him permission to open. He says it might be 30 days. So I ended up leaving, and that whole year just, it was tough getting by on just Social Security, but, jobs, businesses were closing.
Right.
So
that was a horrible year for everybody.
Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
We're still slowly coming back from it, but.
Well, I've been in the van about a year and a half, and
I'm guessing you enjoyed that lifestyle, right?
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't end up homeless in a van. It was all planned.
It was planned.
Yeah, and I was going to find seasonal jobs and take winters off, and I've already discovered that I don't really like being out in the desert in the winter with a bunch of crazy people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that because with the snow and everything back in Michigan, and then you have to adjust to all that heat out here, and it's just such a. They always say it's a dry heat.
Yeah. Yeah. So is an oven.
It's a big adjustment though
Yeah.
out here. But I love the area. So tell us, how did you end up in Sierra Vista in our beautiful area here in Cochise County?
Well, I met a guy last year up in Sun City.
Okay.
And he was a friend of a high school friend, but we got to be friends. And he found I was in Phoenix, and he invited me over for Easter dinner a year and a half ago. And so we got to be friends, him and his wife, and we kept in touch. And they kind of fell in love with Tombstone.
The town too tough to die.
Yeah. So they ended up buying a house down there, but they kept me involved in it. He was doing walkthroughs with his phone and everything, and because he doesn't know anything about much.
Okay.
And so the plan was that I could use his address as a home base until I decided where I was going to stay in Arizona. And he wanted to know if I could paint the inside of his house, 5 rooms.
Okay.
And he says he'd pay me something for it. Anyway, I got screwed on the deal. He took advantage of the situation, and so I had to cut off ties with him. But I was down.
It's sad that stuff happens.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Well, he sees things differently.
Right.
Yeah, than I do. But I came up here about 6 weeks ago. I thought I need to look for a job, and I've been up here for 6 weeks.
So when you got here at 6 weeks, I believe you told me you were going to go to the Good Neighbor Alliance or something like that?
Yeah, I found out about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you find out about them?
Somebody that I was talking to over at Veterans Park
Okay.
mentioned the Good Neighbor Alliance. So I looked it up. No, wait. The food bank, St. Vincent's.
Okay.
Yeah, they told me that they gave me a little flyer, and that's where you can get showers 3 times a week. Good Neighbor Alliance. So I started going there. Matter of fact, I'm usually there now, but I can do it that one today. But 3 times a week I've been taking a shower there and doing laundry. You can do laundry once a week. So that's been a blessing. And then I found out from a guy over there about Warrior Healing Center.
Okay, I was going to ask. That was going to be my next question. How did you
Right.
find out about the Warrior Healing Center?
And through Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah, Kyle told me about it.
He's a good young man.
Yeah. I thought he was Marine, but he was Air Force.
Well, we won't hold that against him.
Yeah. At least he wasn't Navy.
Yeah.
My older brother was in the Navy. My youngest son was in the Navy. So.
And you told me that your dad was a World War II vet, if
Right.
I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So there's some service in your family.
Yeah. And 2 uncles that I remember for sure. I've got one of my uncles. I've got his burial flag out in my van. I've been carrying that almost 50 years now. And I want to get that fixed up and get a plaque and send it back to Johnson City, Tennessee, where he was from. Yeah, to the VA or something there.
Okay.
If they have room for it, I don't know. I've been carrying around a long time.
There are so many organizations and people in our community that care so much about our veterans and about the people here in general. And I really hope that people will reach out to you and they will welcome you to our community. I know that the Warrior Healing Center has. Kathy said, I want you to interview this gentleman, Hank, and she had all these great things to say about you, and I can see why. And I enjoyed our conversation at the Bagels and Brew yesterday. And I can't thank you enough for joining us and sharing your story with us, Hank.
Well, I'd like to say that this is the first place I've been treated. I've got friends that tried to get me to check with the VA to see if I qualified for any benefits as the years and things changed, but it never happened. But here, I've been treated really nice here. So
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
yeah.
There are a lot of good people here in our area, a lot.
Yeah.
So, again, thank you for joining us. And if you can hang with me here, I got a few announcements to make real quick. I forgot to mention, I'm wearing my Warrior Healing Center t-shirt today. I try to wear the red Remember Everyone Deployed shirt. This t-shirt is for sale here at the Warrior Healing Center. And you can get large, extra large, it's $20. 2XL is $22, and 3XL is $24, as they are currently out of the medium and 4XL sizes. Now, the money that they get for these t-shirts, 100% of it goes right here to the Warrior Healing Center, 100%. So I think that's outstanding. Also, I would like to ask your help in this 22 to End 22 campaign, which is 22 veterans committing suicide, and it's horrible. And in order to help them, you could come here to the Warrior Healing Center and tell them that you'd like to donate to the 22 to End 22, or you could go to www.22, the number 22, and then 2end22.com, and that's for the 22 to End 22 campaign. So also on daily here at the Warrior Healing Center, Monday through Friday, starting at 0900 to 1600, we have the Arizona at Work here at the Warrior Healing Center. So if you're a veteran in need of helping finding a job, stop by the Warrior Healing Center. I believe when I had an interview with Kevin, he was saying dependents can also stop in and get some assistance. And they also have a facility over at the nursing college. Daily, open to veterans, ad hoc, live stream, and podcast productions. If you're interested in starting a podcast, something like this, just reach out to the Warrior Healing Center and they'll set that up for you. On Friday, July 9th, which is today, starting right now, going until 2 o'clock, we have the Arizona at Work 2021 Summer Hiring Fair, and that's at the mall in Sierra Vista. And that goes again till 2 o'clock today. Tomorrow we have the Velo Vets Sierra Vista Pancake Breakfast. Tomorrow at 7 a.m. and goes to 11, and it will be held at the Landmark Cafe. There's no cost for this, but donations are requested. We also have tomorrow from 07:30 to 08:30 the CMA meetings here at the Warrior Healing Center. I have a whole long list here. I'm not going to read all of them. Also on Monday, we talked to the lady, and I can't remember her name, for the Qigong. Yeah, but she said that they're starting back up again. And that is, let me find it. Where did it go? Mondays starting at 17:30, going to 18:30. It's the Qigong here at the Warrior Healing Center. We also have on Tuesday, July 13th, from 0900 to 1200, we have the Warrior Pantry Salvation Army food distribution. And this one's kind of cool, I think. It's pretty neat. Tuesday on July 13th from 0900 to 1200, and at 1300 to 1600 is the Healing with Art. Fabulous fall flowers, FAUX flowers, fall, I don't know if I'm saying it right, and leaves. Here at the Warrior Healing Center, space is limited. If you would like to pre-register for this event, please call 520-378-1176. Also on Tuesday, July 13th at 18:30, the RWB Trail Run. It's a 5 to 6 mile, and it's going to be Brown Canyon Trailhead. I watched a video last night of Eric from RWB. I'd love to interview him sometime. That guy's really, really cool. I watched him last night. Eric, good job. And we also have the Saturday, July 17th, from 0800 to 1100. We have the RWB Help-A-Vet, Hereford. You can contact Justine Marshall for details. I don't have a phone number. If I get a phone number for Justine, I'll make sure to put it in here. We also have on Saturday, July 17th, from 0800 to 1000, American Legion Riders Breakfast, and that's at the American Legion Post 52, which is over by Len Roberts Park. I think that's the name of the park there. And last but not least, we have on Monday, July 19th, from 0900 to 1000, we have the Marine Corps League Breakfast. That meets on Mondays at the Landmark Cafe. Marines, you meet for coffee and old war stories. So if you'd like some information on getting together with some fellow Marines for breakfast, call 520-456-5720. And that's it. We did have a technical difficulty earlier this morning, so we got a little bit of a late start today. But everything's up and running and everything is good. So thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Hank, again, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Take care, everybody.